Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping into a place most of us know pretty well. A place where, how you look meets someone else's skill. And sometimes, yeah, the simplest request leads to, well, unexpected places. We're talking about the hair salon, the barbershop. And our way into this, our source material today, it's actually an English language learning audio. It captures this one specific haircut situation. Seems straightforward, right? But as you'll hear, it's just packed with these subtle hints, interesting words, and a dynamic that we really want to unpack for you.
Exactly. And our mission today, it's really to go beyond just the words themselves. We want to kind of peel back the layers, look at the cultural stuff, the unspoken things, maybe even the little power dynamics that happen when you trust someone with how you look. This deep dive hopefully gives you a fresh angle on what feels like just a routine trip.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack this. Get ready to dive into, trims, fancy hairdos, and maybe some transformations. So let's set the scene. Client walks into a barber shop, not looking for anything major. In fact, his request is really quite understated. He asks for a trim, and very clearly, nothing too fancy. Mhm. It's relatable, isn't it? That feeling of wanting just a small, controlled change.
Right. And these two terms, trim and fancy, they're crucial here. When you ask for a trim, it means cutting just a little bit off, keeping the same basic style. And trim can be a verb like, can you trim my hair? Or a noun, I just need a trim. It's about neatening up and nothing too fancy. Well, that's him saying keep it simple.
Yeah.
Nothing complicated, nothing too different. It's like he's trying to keep control.
And what's fascinating, like right away, is the contrast. His quiet request gets this huge, almost theatrical response from the stylist. It's not just about haircutting. It's like a little negotiation happening right there.
Yeah.
The stylist immediately starts praising the hair, so silky, so shiny. Now, silky, that makes you think of, well, silk, right. Luxurious, soft. It's flattery, maybe to make the client more open to suggestions. And shiny, like it reflects light, like gold or something. It suggests health, vitality. It's all part of that salon language, trying to set a positive vibe.
Oh, absolutely. And the stylist doesn't stop there. They lay out this grand vision. I am going to work my magic on your hair. That's quite a statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sets the bar high, and then they top it off with, you are going to look like $1,000,000, which just means you'll look amazing, really, really good. It's a big promise for someone who just wanted, well, nothing fancy.
Yeah, and you can almost feel the tension kind of ratcheting up here, a quiet struggle maybe. The client, still polite, mind you, but firm, tries to pull back the reins a bit. He says specific things. Make sure my sideburns are even, and just take a little off the top.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't just random details. He's trying to guide the outcome, stay in charge. And sideburns, that hair on the cheeks by the ears, precision matters there. But the stylist seems kind of locked into their own idea, determined to make this client their masterpiece. Like, the art is more important than the request.
And then comes the really bold move from the stylist, totally out of left field considering what the client asked for. Because the client has curly hair, the stylist suggests he should totally let it grow out into an afro. I mean, talk about a leap from a simple trim.
Right. And grow out, that means letting it get much longer, like a big change, not just a tidy up. And an afro, well, it's that big, round, curly style. Very distinctive, huge in the 70s. The funny part, really, is the client's reaction. After this grand proposal for an afro, he just says, no. So simple, so understated. You can just picture his face, right? His simple trim idea just crashed into this grand vision.
That little no moment, it's perfect, isn't it, that clash? And it actually leads us nicely into looking at some other useful phrases from our source. These aren't just salon talk, you could hear them anywhere. Let's dig into a couple more.
Okay, yeah. Let's unpack. Don't just stand there. Seems simple, right? But it's a common idiom. It's basically urging someone to act when action is needed. Like right now, the source gives good examples. Don't just stand there. Help me take these boxes into the house. You need help immediately. Or more seriously, the house is on fire. Don't just stand there. Call the fire department. Real urgency there. And even just don't just stand there in the rain. Come inside. It's about prompting action, no hesitation allowed.
That's a great point. It's very direct, isn't it? Get moving. And speaking of practical phrases, let's go back to take a little off the top. We saw it literally in the haircut story, but it's super flexible in a salon, means cut a small amount from the top, but you can easily adapt it. You can say take a little off the sides or off the back. It shows how you can be precise without getting technical.
Exactly. And the stylist might check, right? They might ask, so how much off the top? Or just a little off the ends. It's part of that confirmation process, making sure everyone's on the same page. It's still a negotiation, even with these simple phrases.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit now. beyond just this one interaction. Our source material, it doesn't just stop at trims. It gives us this kind of whirlwind tour of specific hairstyles, some quirky, some iconic, because there's definitely more to hair than just neatening the edges. Each style tells a story.
Oh, for sure. And we have to start with the mullet, the other one. As the source says, it's really short on top and really long in the back. Very distinct look,
Yeah.
seeing its ups and downs. The source even gives us some fun Canadian nicknames. Shorty, shorty, long back. Pretty descriptive. Or hockey hair. And the best one, I think, is all business up front, all party behind. If you think about it, these names, they're not just jokes. They show cultural attitudes, right? How we categorize, sometimes make fun of certain styles. It says something about identity.
All business up front, all party behind. That sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? What a statement. Okay, then there's the mohawk. Unmistakable, pretty bold. You shave your head on the sides, leave that little stripe of long hair on top sticking up. Became huge with punk rock kids, didn't it? A real symbol of rebellion.
Definitely rebellion. Then moving on, we have the flat top. This one is described as short hair on the sides, as short and flat hair on the top. Gives it that sort of box shape. Now, here's the interesting bit from the source, maybe a little jarring. It connects a flat top with law enforcement agents and serial killers, which is quite a specific and kind of unsettling association the source makes there. Shows how styles can pick up weird cultural baggage.
Whoa, hold on. Serial killers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unsettling. I guess it suggests a certain rigid look, maybe. Okay, then we have the crew cut, much more mainstream, described as an army haircut, very practical, very short on the sides and a little bit long on top. Often gives off that vibe of discipline, order, big contrast to the mohawk.
Absolutely. Crew cut is conformity. Mohawk is defiance. Different messages entirely. And then dreadlocks, described as knots of hair. The source has this vivid, maybe slightly critical line saying they can look like you haven't washed your hair in about 7 years, which highlights their unique look, I suppose. Famously worn by Rastafarians, where they have deep spiritual meaning, and also popular with young hippie kids, maybe as a symbol against convention. Again, each style is way more than just hair. It's a statement.
It really is. And our source also quickly mentions a few other common ones, just showing the variety. The buzz cut, super short all over, done with clippers, often just practical. The ponytail, classic, hair pulled back, hangs free. And the braid, intertwining 3 or more strands, it makes you think, doesn't it? How much hairstyles vary across the globe. The source even briefly mentions Japanese haircuts. Every single style, from a simple trim to intricate dreads, carries history, culture, a whole narrative. And that pretty much wraps up our deep dive today into the world of the hair salon and barbershop. From the tiny details in asking for a trim to the huge variety of styles and what they mean, it's clear there's a lot going on in these everyday places.
Indeed. It really highlights how even routine things like getting a haircut are just filled with specific language, cultural clues, and, yeah, chances for artistic flair, but also, like we heard, those moments of funny misunderstandings or clashing visions. It's like a little slice of human interaction right there in the chair.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, here's something to think about. Consider your own hair, or even that desire for nothing too fancy. How is that a form of communication, even if you don't consciously think about it? What does your hairstyle really say about you, beyond just looking good? And what messages might you be sending or picking up on next time you're in that chair? Or even just watching people walk by? It's definitely more than just hair. It's a statement, a fascinating one.